Although we are heading for Panama, we're not going in a straight line at all.
But we learned a new trick. You just have to jumpstart him a little bit. And then he's finding it.
At the head of our mainsail, some of the stitching was starting to come undone.
The guys have patched up the leech, the luff, and the head.
And I'm going to pretend I know what bits they are.
I hope we can get it back on the boat.
Yeah, I'm quite nervous about that part.
37 knots it was last night. We're going to try it. What's the worst that can happen?
We did it!
We did it.
Last time on Red Seas, we jumped in a golf buggy with Ian's parents and found the most beautiful spots on the island of Canouan. It's definitely got quite an abandoned feel to it. If I don't come back, tell my family I love them. We then sailed to the island of Petit Tabac and tried to climb the palm trees before accidentally flooding our dinghy in the surf. After the rescue mission, we landed on Mopion, which we named the best place in the world. We had the whole island to ourselves and decided we could probably live here forever. We then waved goodbye to Ian's parents at the end of their visit and got ready to set sail again. All right, we have been procrastinating from this job for far too long now. When we sailed down to Trinidad a couple of months ago, we noticed that at the head of our mainsail, some of the stitching was starting to come undone. It wasn't like an immediate problem. We were out in the hard for a couple of months anyway, and obviously not sailing, but definitely needs addressed and looked at. So basically, there's kind of 4 bits of webbing that go up and through a metal part at the top and down the other side. It's stitched on both sides of the sail. All 4 of them on one side have basically just given up the stitching. So there's only 2 lines of thread along the top that's holding the whole mainsail up on the halyard when we're sailing. Obviously, that's not great. So today we need to try and take the mainsail down. I have no idea how. It's going to be insanely heavy. Somehow we need to get it into the dinghy, take it to shore, and there's a sail loft here that are going to try and help fix it for us. So yeah, gonna need some muscles. Unfortunately, with all this wind, we didn't manage to film the process as we raised the sail and took all the cars out from the mast. But even in this crazy weather, we got the sail onto the deck, took the battens out, and somehow loaded the whole thing into the dinghy.
So yesterday we had the fun of pulling down the mainsail, something we've never really done before, and we got it into the dinghy, took it into town, and we found a really cool little sailmaker. It's literally a sail loft, as in it's the loft of a building with no other way to get to it but a big staircase. So once we got the sail into the dinghy, we took it into them. They came with their cart, gave us a hand to get it all the way around to the sail loft. And we kind of manhandled it up into their space. And after pulling it all out and taking a peek at the sail and seeing what needed fixed, they said, that's fine, leave it with us and come back tomorrow afternoon. So it's tomorrow afternoon. We're gonna go see how it's looking. Hopefully, they've actually done the work. If not, they'll be starting on it fairly soon, but they seem to say they could do it in a day. I hope we're gonna have a sail back on Indy fairly soon. Otherwise, we're gonna be here a little bit longer than expected, I guess. What's the other thing we've done?
This feels so weird. We've actually installed an alarm system, so now, if I press the right button, I can lock the house.
It's like Indy's like a car. You know, where did we anchor? Oh, over there. Nearly didn't manage that one.
You're definitely going to fall in soon.
One day, but as long as I'm not holding the phone or the camera, that's fine.
And why have we stopped?
Link is a little bit sick. Only a little bit though. If we run the engine every day and you put Link in the water and he's fine. And then after about 5 minutes, he just has a rest. But we learned a new trick. You just have to jumpstart him a little bit. And then he's fine again, like happy.
I think he's a teenager, just getting temperamental.
A little bit, just a little bit. Show us your handiwork. Go on, man.
Nothing to do with me. That's
Yeah, you gotta like make the hole every single time.
yeah. It was a broken hay. Hay was going so. You could
Oh
almost
yeah, like
feel,
when it was folding over underneath.
you could almost feel it.
Ah, okay.
And there was one hay so too.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You see, I wouldn't just send it back a board without doing those kind of things.
Absolutely,
I
yeah.
think
But
where
I
it
think
was...
this is the finishing though.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
No,
So I'll finish in the next half an hour, maybe an hour.
Oh, amazing.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, we're not rushing you.
No, that's great.
That's beautiful.
Just to look at, we should look together and see if there is any more necessary thing to do.
So that was really cool. It's looking so much better than it was when we brought it in.
It looks ridiculously good. Like, so the guys have patched up the leech, the luff, and the head.
And I'm going to pretend I know what bits they are. They've mended the sail.
Front, back, and top.
Yeah, so everything has been done by hand. They've put on some extra guards for the like areas where it was chafing and stuff, and it should now be strong enough. They also put on extra stitching so that if it does come undone again, the whole thing shouldn't fall down, because that was the only part that was actually holding the sail on before. So
Yes.
I think
So
we're all
good.
set to go.
So we just arrived a little bit late, and they were like, you know what, guys, don't rush. Come back around tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
We'll have some guys help you take it down to the dinghy. And then you don't have to hurt yourselves, which is really, really generous. So.
Yeah. So tomorrow we'll come back in and do the whole process in reverse and work out how to get it back up onto the mast again.
Maybe wait for no wind. No wind day.
No wind.
The day with zero wind in the
Yes,
Caribbean.
please.
That happens.
It's never gonna happen.
Okay, good morning. We are going to go pick up the sail. I'm quite looking forward to this. The rain's now passed. The wind is a little bit windy, and I think we can get it back on the mast today. Maybe.
Oh no, what just happened?
We've had a blowout. Very sad flip-flop.
Oh no.
I mean, they've lasted pretty well when you think about it, because we've 4,200 of them shut again when they fell apart.
We did.
And then we clipped them with bulldog clips for a while to keep them closed, and then they've lost all the fabric, so...
Do you think you can pair up the good one with a good one from another old pair?
Is that a good flip-flop?
Oh yeah, it's the best.
Might take a bit
It's
of
got a
effort.
good few years left in it, I reckon.
Good few steps, maybe. Yeah. So, a slight side project to pick up the sail today.
Yeah, so we met a cruising family who had a bunch of kids' books that they had grown out of. So they asked if we could kind of pass them on to someone who could make use of them. So being a teacher, I know where all of the primary schools are on every island that we go to, just kind of natural instinct. So yeah, we found a school yesterday and said we would drop by with some books, and they're going to see if they can make use of any of them in their library.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not entirely sure they're going to make use of all of them, because they're quite antiquated old English novels.
Yeah, I'm not sure that all of them are kind of culturally relevant to a small island in the Caribbean from 1950s England, but you know, we'll see.
We'll see.
After our visit to the school, which we obviously couldn't film, we walked back around to the sail loft and found the guys were just folding up the sail when we got there. They had finished all the repairs and even did some extra work on the bolt rope too. Yeah.
Oh, that was nice, man.
So the sail is all ready to go. We just need to bundle it up, roll it somehow down the stairs, and then we're going to get it onto that trolley again so that hopefully we can wheel it back fairly easily to the dinghy dock.
Okay, ready? 1, 2. All on you again. Okay. On it went. You want to roll it round, or is this okay?
Put one in the back and put
Perfect. Nope. One giant sail, and I hope we can get it back on the boat.
Yeah, I'm quite nervous about that part.
Took 2 people to lift it down into the dinghy
Yeah.
off a fairly low dock. Now we have to lift it up onto the boat.
Oh dear. It'll be fine.
I think I can get us on the plane though. Kind of messing with the trim of the boat a little bit. made it.
Okay, so to get it back on board, we're going to use the spinnaker halyard, pass it down, tie it on, and then hopefully just hoist it up out of the dinghy and then somehow swing it over the top of the lifelines. Worked on the way out. It is quite windy today, so hopefully it doesn't get tangled.
Okay, I guess we're onto the winch. I can get.
Are you coming in?
That was gonna. It's gonna be very unglamorous with my slightly painful back. I'm on the boat.
Almost.
Swing it around. There you go.
Okay.
Coming down.
Oh, look at that. As if we know what we're doing.
Yeah, 37 knots it was last night, and it hasn't really died down all that much right now, so we're gonna try it. What's the worst that can happen? For those of you who don't do this every day, like us, the first challenge was unrolling our mainsail and installing the fiberglass batten poles that keep its shape when we're underway. Doing all of this in the high winds without making the world's largest power kite was something of a challenge, but I think you'll agree we made it look good.
That's the sail now actually inside the stack pack. So we just sort of rolled it up as a sausage, lifted it with the halyard, dumped it inside the stack pack and lifted the lazy jacks again. We've tied off each of the three corners, so it is now attached to the boat. So even if the wind catches it, it's not just going to disappear off into the sea. Now we have to just do the last final job, which is getting the cars into the mast. So it's quite fiddly, and it's the point where I think the wind is most likely to catch it and kind of yank it out of our hands. But it's gone well so far. So fingers crossed this last little bit is just plain sailing. Still quite windy, as you can see from my hair.
So we attached the halyard up to that. We did it. Whee!
I can't believe that worked.
That was ridiculous.
We have a sail and it's on the mast and on the boat and tied on and everything.
Woo, windy.
Yeah, it was not the day to do this, but...
Hey, we did it really simply. I think all the other boats in the anchorage were a little bit nervous about it, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, we had to keep pausing to like look around and make sure that we weren't kind of drifting too far away from where we'd started and too close to the boats. And it's really busy now.
It's ridiculously busy, but the sail went up, we're in one piece. I think I'm gonna go and sleep.
Yeah, that was hard work, but it's done. I've been like having nightmares about it for the last week or so, just been like, aha, the whole thing's gonna fly away and land in the sea.
Yeah, so when we took this into the sail loft, the guy was like, whoa, it's big. If I'd known that, I'd just come to your boat. Good timing.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So that would have been helpful to know.
Well, hey, now we know we can do that again. Do you want to do it tomorrow?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Are you happy?
Absolutely. This is the perfect way to finish any stop in any country. So, some people have known this for a while. We have a little bit of a tradition. I have a little bit of a tradition, which is every time we're going to leave a country, before we go on passage, I get to have pizza, which I don't get to have very often, certainly not from takeaway. So, yeah, this is the best way to leave a country.
Yeah, so we are heading off tonight. We are leaving St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's kind of sad because we've been here for like...
Too long. We've been here too long. So, yeah, it's time to move on.
Yeah, so although we are heading for Panama, we're not going in a straight line at all. We're going to head north a little bit and we're just going to go to Martinique first. We've not been there. We loved all the French islands, so we're going to go and check out what it has to offer and mainly to stock up on chocolate because we've run out and that's really sad.
And that is pretty much the most serious problem we have on board. There are many repairs to be done. However, lack of chocolate, significant.
It's a biggie.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really good to get back out to sea. It's quite a short passage just overnight, but yeah, it'll be good to get going. I mean, there's no wind. It's going to take us like forever to get there.
It's like a short passage. It should be maybe like, I don't know, 12 hours, and I reckon it'll take us about 16.
Yeah.
But yeah, I need to finish this first, and then we can get the sails up.
Okay, deal.
I'm going to enjoy it. I'm taking my time. Okay, the red lights are on.
That means it's time to go. I quite like setting off at night.
Yeah, it's going to be an easy overnighter, I think, because there's barely any wind right now.
I know, it's a really odd combination between like such a short sail, but we also haven't sailed. So it's like, ooh, a little bit exciting. How do we do it again?
If we've forgotten, we're in trouble.
Yeah, at least it should be like well, I was going to say an easy intro back into it, and now everything will go wrong because I've said that.
Thank you for that.
So
yeah,
there you
perfect. We are already 10 minutes delayed, so customs will 9 minutes delayed, 10 minutes delayed. Customs will already be looking out for us and getting annoyed for delayed anymore. So we should probably get moving.
Okay.
Just your standard night navigation using nothing but radar, trying not to hit all the boats. If it's a splodge, it's probably a hard thing. That's a boat right there. You'd have no idea.
Okay, people always say the scariest things happen in the middle of the night. I guess we're gonna have to save up for a night vision camera just so we can film it more. Okay, just use your words and describe what happened for everyone.
Eventful? I think that's the right way to say it. So we had, when I came on, there was a big squall ahead of us, right? It was like a 5 mile wide big rain cloud.
Yeah,
so
that was fun.
I stalled for a while, which meant sitting at like 2 knots, hoping it was going to clear, and it just wouldn't. So eventually I got frustrated and I decided to motor straight into it. Maybe not the best of plans. Got into the middle of the squall, and then whilst dealing with stupid high winds and trying to get everything working the way I wanted it and not really feeling comfortable, I just happened to look up and see one white light quite close, and it was someone's mast light. They just turned on their anchor light basically, but they were in 2,000 meters of water. So I'm frantically looking. They had AIS, so I'm able to see them, and I realize that they're coming at me at over 8 knots, and I keep trying to steer away from them, but they're chasing me. And in the end, we got within, I don't know, 100 meters, something like that. And yeah, radioing them, screaming on them, trying to wake them up. They were clearly just sleeping and letting their boat drift at 8 knots.
With no lights on?
No lights other than their mast headlight, their little anchor light.
Wow.
So yeah, Penfret, if you're watching this, you need to stay awake, because that was scary, and I don't like being scared.
Yeah, that is quite scary.
It was quite freaky, yeah. And it was weird because of the squall, I'm guessing because of the squall, I didn't see him on radar because it was just a big rain cloud I could see.
Oh yeah.
His AIS is the confusing one because he wasn't there and then all of a sudden he just appeared. So.
Wow.
Yeah, kind of fun. And then of course, once we got through the other side of that 5 mile squall, no wind.
Yeah, it's not quite been the lovely relaxing sail I promised, has it?
That just hit 36 again, 36 knots of wind. and I can't quite imagine what our roll is, but we've got quite a lot of pitch and roll going on.
Yeah, so our night sail was actually really boring because we had no wind, so we were just motoring for most of it. And then even when the sun rose, I was expecting it to be, oh, this lovely, beautiful sight. I'm never up for sunrise, so that's the only thing I like about night passages. And it was just so cloudy today that basically the sunrise didn't happen. I mean, it looked really cool as we were coming past St. Lucia with its huge pitons and these rays of sunshine coming down, but yeah, it's maybe not quite the journey we were expecting. So we've gone from like 5 knots up to 38, and I think our boat speed has hit 11.8 speed over ground at the fastest point. So yeah, that was quite alarming. But hopefully it won't be too much longer and we can just get to Martinique and recover a little bit. As if we know what we're doing. Hey, I'm the one who did all the lifting.
Such hard work.
Oh, look at me, holding a sail.
Holding the entire sail.
One, you did it with your pinky. I'm just stopping it from blowing away. Tied up on a line.